My name is Emily, and for as long as I can remember, I was searching for something I couldn't name. I had a good life by most standards, a comfortable home, a loving family, parties, boyfriends, degrees, but none of it ever filled the emptiness I felt at night. I laughed during the day but cried quietly in my pillow once the lights were off. One day, after a terrible panic attack, I sat on a bench outside my university. I stared at the sky, hoping for a sign, for peace, for anything. That's when I heard a calm voice reciting something in Arabic. A girl in a hijab was sitting nearby, reading from a small book. Her voice was like a lullaby, soothing, powerful, unshakable. I didn't know it yet, but that was the first seed. I didn't ask her what she was reading. I just sat there, feeling something shift inside me. For the first time in months, my chest felt less heavy, like someone else was carrying my pain. I kept seeing the same girl on campus. Her name was Amina. She was nothing like the Muslim girls I had seen in movies. She was kind, intelligent, had a wicked sense of humor, and carried herself with dignity. One day, I finally asked, "What were you reading that day on the bench?" Her smile lit up, and she replied, "The Qur'an." That moment changed everything. I asked more questions, and she never forced anything on me. We had long coffee conversations about God, purpose, the hereafter, topics I usually avoided. I found myself eager to know more, not just about Islam, but about who I was becoming while exploring it. One evening, while walking home in the rain, she handed me a small gift-wrapped box. Inside was an English translation of the Qur'an. She said, "You don't have to believe. Just read it with your heart." That night, I opened it, and the first verse I saw was, "Verily, in the remembrance of Allah do hearts find rest." I cried for hours. The more I read, the more my soul felt calm, and the more my life began to feel like a lie. My boyfriend noticed I was different. My parents thought I was depressed. But I was actually healing, slowly, from the inside. I stopped drinking, stopped partying. I started praying in secret, even though I wasn't Muslim yet. But the fear was real. Would I lose everyone if I converted? Would they hate me? I sat on my bedroom floor night after night, praying in my own clumsy way, "God, if this is the truth, give me strength." And every time, I felt warmth wash over me, like God was listening. One night, I broke down in front of Amina. "What if I believe, but I'm too scared to change?" She looked at me and said something I'll never forget, "Faith doesn't mean you're never scared. It means you choose God even when you are." That night, I made my decision. I walked into the small masjid with trembling hands. Amina was beside me, and I felt like the entire universe was watching. An elderly imam welcomed me kindly, asked if I was ready, and I nodded. My voice shook as I repeated after him, "Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah." I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his messenger. The moment I said it, I felt like 1,000 pounds had lifted off my chest. I was crying. Amina was crying. Even strangers were hugging me like they'd known me forever. For the first time in my life, I felt home. Not in a place, but in my soul. When I told my parents, it wasn't easy. There were tears, confusion, silence. But I didn't back down. I told them, I didn't lose myself. I finally found me. It took time, but eventually, they saw the peace in me. Today, my name is still Emily, but now I also go by Amira, which means princess in Arabic. I wear the hijab with pride. I wake up far before the sun, and instead of dreading life, I welcome it. My heart still breaks sometimes, but it always heals in prayer. People often ask me why I converted. I tell them, because I was tired of pretending to be happy. Islam gave me real joy, the kind that doesn't need a party or a selfie. I still struggle. I still grow. But now, I know who to turn to. And if you're reading this, feeling like you don't belong anywhere, know that sometimes, what you're looking for isn't a person or a place. It's your soul returning to its creator. Just like mine did.